Mike!
It's always good to have a break. I say that every summer. But once we're away for a while, it's exciting to get back with the players. We don't ever see these guys. There's a lot of questions about the young quarterback and defensive guys, and I haven't seen them in 6 weeks. Coach Glass and the strength staff do a great job with them in the summer. Then they've been gone for a few days, and then we'll get started again. So it's good to get back and see the guys and look forward to the upcoming season.
Mike, would you like to see that change in the future where you and the coaches can have some contact with the guys over the summer?
Well, there's different ways to look at it. One thing that I would like, and I've made this request, and I don't know how far it's gone, is I think that as long as we're paying for their school, the state's paying for their education, that we should be able to track where they are in the summer. We should be able to take attendance at workouts and certain things like that, because I think that's an advantage for our players academically. Right now we can't take roll. I would like to be able to do that in the future. Well, anytime you lose a good football player that's got experience, it affects your team, but it's not the first time that this has ever happened. We've had unfortunate situations that we've lost players for whatever reason. We lost Des Bryant, we lost Ori Lemon, we lost Kendall Hunter for a while, and Mike was a good player for us, but it didn't work out. And I think the one thing people have to realize is it's extremely difficult to play college football, and there's certain standard requirements that you have to meet in order to be a part of our football team, and that's coaches and players. And we don't really bend for anybody at any particular time, and so the team will be fine. Another player steps in. We expect them to compete. It's not the first time it's happened. It's an unfortunate situation, but we wish Mike the best, and I'm sure that he'll be able to transfer and play for somebody.
You kind of hinted at this, but is your offensive line depth enough that you can absorb this okay?
Oh, I think so. It's much better than it was 4 years ago. Yeah. But, you can never have enough players, and as a coach, you never feel comfortable with your depth. But I feel more comfortable now than in the past. And as I said, things go on. And one thing I think is really important is that Oklahoma State football is bigger than any one particular coach, including myself, or any one particular player. And so it's a group, and we have to continue to move forward, and the team will be fine. I think we're a good football team. And, I said this during spring, is that I don't think it's realistic to expect offensively for things to look like they did last year, especially early, just because you lose 2 first-round picks. But we have a mature offensive line for the most part. We have good running backs that have played, that are experienced. We've got a number of receivers. We may be better from top to bottom at the receiver spot than we've been in years. Again, Justin Blackman's not here. That played a huge role. Josh Cooper's not here. That played a huge role. But we have other young players. Defensively, I think we'll be better than what we've been in the past. I thought we were okay last year. A lot of people didn't think that way, but we were better than what people thought we were. But we have some depth. We got some guys that can run at the second level.
You guys obviously have been really successful for years, but you're coming off the best season in program history. Do you notice any difference in either perception or expectations for this year, pressure?
Well, there's always going to be pressure. We've talked about that from day one. There's pressure if you're not performing to perform, and then if you're performing at a high level, there's pressure to keep it. But our players understand that, and I think our coaches do a good job of instilling in our players that we want them to give us every chance to win on Saturdays by preparing well, both mentally and physically, and going out and playing hard and having some fun. And that's all we can ask them to do. There's a lot of questions about Wes. That's what we want Wes to do. He can only do as much as he can give us at this particular time. He's not going to step in and play like Brandon Whedon. So we just want him to give us all he's got, and the other guys got to rally around him.
Do you think there's a different perception, though, for your program, whether it's around the country for what you did, or even in the state just for winning Bedlam?
I don't think there's any question that the best example I can give you is that in recruiting, there's a big group of schools, say 40 of them, and then above them there's 10 or 12 schools, and then above them there's 5 or 6 schools that would be just national tradition-rich schools in recruiting that can throw their hat in and get involved in a young man at any given time. And we used to be in that big group of 40, and in my opinion, we've moved up into that other upper echelon. We're not in that top 5 or 6 schools yet because there's still times we try to get in on players, and we don't have the same name as some school that's been out there and doing well for 40 or 50 years. But I think people see Oklahoma State differently, not only in this state, but I think in the regional area. And, you can wear a shirt or a hat with our logo and on the East Coast or West Coast now, and people recognize who that is. And it's based on the success that we've had as a team over the last 2 or 3 years.
Mike,